Okay, perfect. We are recording. Welcome to the playoff edition of the NFL Review Show with Geek Sports DFS and Just Wrong Things. Let's get started. My co-host, as usual, the founders of Geek Sports DFS, Eric and Hamza. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a couple
It's
weeks.
been a long time. Yeah. Eric, how excited are you about Week 18 and the playoffs that await us?
I'm very, very excited. Hamza and I have been talking about it back and forth. I was worried about the Cowboys and the Niners matchup, but Hamza's been able to swing me quite a bit the past couple of days. But yeah, my initial concerns were like obviously the Cowboys wide receivers against the Niners quarterbacks, but I mean you have Mosley and Ambry Thomas who came up with the game-winning interception. You're also getting a bunch of star players back, but I mean, Hamza, if you want to pitch your convincing argument.
Yeah, let's hear it, Hamza. Convince me because I need convincing. Because right now I think I have the Cowboys by a big margin.
Yeah, Cowboys. See, the issue with the Cowboys is like they're a good team. Don't get me wrong, but their core is very young. Like I was telling in the other group earlier today too. The core is young, and then their division is absolutely trash. Like they've dropped 50 points twice on like the Eagles, and then one time on like the Giants or something like that. You have one of the worst pass like defenses all three of those teams. So of course you're gonna be eating it up, and it's just a lot of like garbage time points that you're putting up. It makes your team look a lot better than it actually is, in my opinion. Trayvon Diggs is literally catching interceptions from Mike Glennon and Taylor Heineke and Jalen Hurts. I don't know if that's really that impressive. He is giving up 1,000 yards too, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna get exposed. I am scared about Micah Parsons. He is an athlete, don't get me wrong, but I think if we have Trent Williams, I would be a lot more confident in that. Other than that, like their defense is average. Their offense, outside of their receivers and O-line, their receivers and O-line are their strength. But I don't think
and Dak.
And Zeke, you might as well say
Zeke. No. I don't think their run game's going anywhere this game. I think our D-line is super good, especially in run stuffing wise. And if our pass rush is able to get there and we like, I don't know if you saw this stat. It was like under 14 yards we're the second best defense, and after 16 yards we're the worst defense in the league for pass wise. So as long as we don't give enough times for Dak to look deep, we'll be okay in that. Pass rush has been like the last 3 games straight. It's been crazy. I think if you keep feeding off that, our linebackers are returning, all 3 of them. Quan Williams, all our corners will be there. It's like the first time like defense is healthy
as well.
There you go, Hurst too. We haven't.
There's a lot of players coming back for the Niners, like big name players, which is part of it. But I also think like he's just looking at the matchups on paper might not be great, and like CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper versus Emmanuel Mosley and Ambry Thomas. But Mosley is actually like when he was healthy and playing, he was one of the best corners like around. And I think like Cooper Kupp obviously had like 120, 130 yards last week, but most of those came in the first half on Dante Johnson. And it was mainly just like it was like man coverage where like he would just be in Johnson's zone. And Dante Johnson, for those of you who haven't heard of him, you don't have to like know his name because he's like a 5th string corner that just continuously comes into play as a backup. So I think this is the healthiest the Niners will have been since like week 2, week 3. When they initially lost Barrett because Thomas was
wasn't that like week 1, dude? That was like early.
Yeah, that was week early, 1. But ever since then, like we've just been struggling to find that another corner spot because like we had Josh Norman for how long, and he's gone. But now you have Mosley back, and like I don't think like the issues with Mosley was against like DK Metcalf and Mike Evans, like these really tall big dudes, but CeeDee Lamb and Cooper are not. Like I think it's a pretty fair matchup on like small and speedy. So we'll see what happens.
So I'm just looking for like positional matchups. I think there's a couple matchups that I think the Niners have to like kind of sustain a bit, like sustain the pressure a bit, and like a couple of matchups that they have taken advantage of. I think one is I'm expecting a big game. If the Niners need to win, Nick Bosa has to go off. Like I think he needs like multiple sacks. And Ambry Thomas on CeeDee Lamb, whoever he's guarding, I think that'll be very crucial because I think a lot of it depends on Ambry Thomas. I think Josh Norman, like, that's tough, like, but whatever it is, like, Ambry Thomas won you guys that game with that interception of Stafford. So he's going to be expected to lock down either CeeDee Lamb or Amari Cooper. I just don't know if he can do it. But if he can, I think the Niners have a great shot. The other matchup that I think they have taken advantage of is Diggs is not a good cornerback. You need to have Ayuk going off on him for like 120 yards, 150 yards. So in order for the Niners to win, they need to accomplish all three of these things. 100 yards receiving by Brandon Ayuk, 2 sacks by Nick Bosa, and 2 passes batted down or intercepted by Ambry Thomas.
Yeah, I somehow disagree with that. Like, Bosa doesn't he didn't get any sack, or did he? He got half a sack last week, but the D-line looked amazing because he was taking double and triple teams nearly every single snap.
Hey Eric, your voice is coming in a bit low. I don't know if it's just
Yeah, it went down a bit.
Yeah.
Is this thing better?
We can pause.
Let's try it again, I guess.
Okay, we're back. Eric, go for it. Sorry.
Okay, so what I was saying is Bosa tends to get double and triple teams. I think it was at the highest percentage of all of the defensive linemen in the NFL. Or it might have just been edge rushers because I would assume Donald would be above that. But it frees up. I mean, Arik Armstead, for example, had 2 sacks. He had by far his best game of the season. And just because Bosa didn't put up big numbers on the stat sheet didn't mean the rest of the defensive line was able to plow through. So I don't necessarily think it rests on Bosa because they're gonna face he's gonna face the same double.
So then would it be team sacks?
Yeah,
team sacks,
the pressure up. Probably. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's fair. That's a fair statement.
I also think Warner is going to have to do really well over the middle because the biggest thing is limiting their yak. And I think this is where the difference is going to be because the Cowboys, their secondary is actually they've allowed the most yards after the catch out of all the secondaries in the NFL. Obviously, the 49ers are very good at yards after the catch. So I think that's
Debo. I feel like Debo is going to have a huge game, but I feel like I didn't want to say Debo because Debo has a huge game every other day. So I don't want to.
It's Kittle as well. I mean,
it could be Kittle. That's why I said Ayuk because I think he's kind of the wild card out of those two.
Yeah. I also think the major thing is the Cowboys' run defense is pretty bad. So I think if they cannot stop Mitchell, they're going to have to put another 2 men in the box routinely, or the Niners will just run it down their throat. And putting those extra men in the box, I think, is going to open the outside a lot more for Jimmy if he decides to throw it outside the numbers for once.
Okay. Final score on that one.
A little bit more. I have one more thing to add on their offense, dude.
Oh, yeah, go for it. Sorry.
The thing about CeeDee Lamb, also, I saw an article on this earlier in the year, is when he plays the best football he does is when he's in the slot. And the only time he is in the slot is when they have Gallup out wide and Amari Cooper, which is only a number of times this season because Gallup was hurt in the beginning of the season. He came back and then unfortunately tore his ACL again. And in the middle of that time too, Cooper also went away for a while. If you look at the last 2 straight weeks of CeeDee Lamb, he had great matchups because he's not played by the number 1 corner, Amari Cooper is. But he only put up 3 catches for 51 yards against the Cardinals and 2 for 45 against the Eagles because he has to go to the outside and he's not as protected there. But Cedric Wilson has been eating up in the slot those same 2 weeks. I think he's going to be the key
factor. CeeDee Lamb did sit for a half, I think, last week, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
I think they benched their starters.
Yeah, I think so too.
It makes sense what you're saying, Hamza. I agree with
it
to a certain extent. Hot take: Blake Jarwin has 2 touchdowns for him.
I can't see that. I mean, you get Azeez Al-Shaair back, who is one of the Niners' best coverage linebackers besides Fred Warner. Dre Greenlaw has gotten 2 weeks in, so I think he's also going to be flying around the field. So I don't think tight ends are going to do much.
Okay.
I would bet that Fred Warner gets a sack. I don't know why. I get the feeling.
I mean, he 8 last week.
Yes, but I think that was different in that Dre Greenlaw's first game back, right? They also lost Jaquiski Tart, and I think they were sort of going at over that because Tart tends to play more as a box.
Dude, you guys need to hire new trainers. True. I feel like every week it's a matter of who's available.
Who's hurt?
It's right.
Okay, so you guys got Niners, I assume.
Oh yeah. By
Hamza.
Yeah,
Hamza, you don't look comfortable.
It's the Niners. If the Cowboys need to win, the only way, in my opinion, they can win is if they score more than 30 points, they win the game. But if they score less than 30, I don't think.
Times
against the Eagles. it was in overtime. They were only at 29 points in regular time. So
I don't know. Just to
Okay.
put all this into perspective, the Niners have lost to the number one seed in the NFC and the AFC by a combined 5 points. So, and that was with the Niners dealing with a variety of injuries. I'm just putting it out there.
Look, I was wrong about the Niners. I'll give them credit. They are a good team. They literally play next man up mentality. You literally never know who's going to play for them and who's going to succeed. And a huge part of their success is Debo. And I think Debo has proven that he's a number one offensive weapon in the NFL this year. And I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see the Niners. I just don't know if the Niners have enough weapons to beat the Cowboys in Dallas.
I think they do. I think the Niners have like some of the best skilled position players in football.
Our offense is up there, dude. Like, Elijah Mitchell's back.
Trent Williams is the best left tackle in football. Almost like.
Is he playing this week?
He should.
He said he'll play.
But ignoring him, Debo is a top 10 wide receiver at worst. George Kittle, top 2 tight end probably. I mean, I don't know. You can make the argument for Kelsey, obviously. Maybe Mark Andrews, but that was only one breakout season. Brandon Ayuk is. I think Brandon Ayuk could be a wide receiver 1 in half the teams in the NFL. I don't know. So you put Trey Lance in the for a couple of plays. They're not gonna do it.
Okay, if you don't have your quarterback figured out by the playoffs, I don't know if it's now if it's safe to roll with that team to win.
Honestly,
you feel?
I know people disrespect Jimmy a lot, but I don't think after that last game, he deserves all the respect at this point. That was an incredible.
He played
comeback.
So well.
And that last drive was the stuff of legends. I mean, that was I don't even know if Mahomes gets that thing done,
Hey, I think your second best passer on your team is Debo Samuel. Great weapon.
That was a good throw.
Yeah, under pressure too.
Then again, go back.
That was better than some throws that I've seen Jimmy make this year. I'll be honest.
He tried doing that same play earlier this year, and he threw it in the quarterback's back. So
Yeah.
1 for 2. But if we move on to the other playoff matchup, specifically, the other team that we have a fan here, the Steelers versus Chiefs. How are you feeling about that?
I am very excited. Let's just talk about week 18. I did not expect we had a 2% chance of making the playoffs. We needed a lot to go our way. And a couple weeks ago, if you told me that the Colts would have to lose to the Jaguars in order for the Steelers to make the playoffs, I would have said just send us home now. Don't even bother about week 18. The Colts are that much better than
they had to lose the Raiders too, right?
Yeah.
The Raiders in week 17.
Yeah. And so it was tough. But the Jaguars pulled it off, man. I have no idea what Trevor Lawrence did. There were some amazing throws, which I don't think anyone expected. It was such a low scoring game. Carson Wentz is as bad as anyone could have ever played in a position of that nature.
Facts.
Hamza, you were right about Carson Wentz. I gave him credit. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, saying that he was a good QB. He was on a bad team, and I don't think he's a good QB. I will say that he has a lot of balls for what he does, because sometimes he goes into positions where I'll never expect a quarterback to throw the ball to, because his quadruple guarded, and somehow he still makes that throw. So he has balls of steel, but it just doesn't help him on the football field.
I think at the beginning of the season, there was halfway through, we had a debate if you would rather have Carson Wentz or Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, I was wrong about.
We're all in on Garoppolo at this point, right?
No. I'm not all in on Garoppolo.
Versus Carson Wentz, I mean, all three of us.
Versus Carson Wentz.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you one thing, Ram. Hold up. Do you think?
I know what the question is.
Do you think the Steelers can beat the Chiefs if Jimmy Garoppolo's under center?
No chance. Big Ben.
You don't think so?
But Jimmy G, no.
What?
Oh, whoa. You think they can win with Big Ben, but not Jimmy Garoppolo?
Correct. Dude, our entire team lineup is designed with 4-yard outs and 4-yard curls.
I don't think Garoppolo can do that.
I think Jimmy G can do it, but I don't know if he can do it as well because it takes like a veteran QB to like sustain that pressure.
You just have to have a veteran mindset.
Yes, because dude, whoever's under QB is gonna get hit quite a bit. And like, dude, if we had like Jalen Hurts, like we would lose by 50 points every week. But just because we have Big Ben and he somehow finds the easiest way to like get out of trouble, I think that's why we're in the playoffs.
Okay, I want to save this because I think there's like a 40% chance Garoppolo's on the Steelers next year.
Okay, that's what everyone's saying.
I think Steelers are Super Bowl contenders with Jimmy Garoppolo. I really think so.
Stop.
I think so, dude. That team is so complete.
I don't know. You're not wrong. The Steelers will have that dominant defense. And Deontay, Claypool, and
Juju.
Dude, I'm out on Deontay. I'm sorry. I'm out on Deontay.
What?
I'm out on Deontay Johnson.
Has he not been balling out all season for you guys?
Dude, have you seen how many drops that guy has?
He barely dropped the ball this season.
He's gotten better, hasn't he?
Okay, last year he led the league in drops.
Last year was
let's look up drops.
This year, I'll tell you this year, I know it. This year through week 7, he had 2 drops. Or through week 12, week 13, he had 2 drops through week 13. Ever since then, there's been a drop a week, and he had 2 drops last week.
I mean, in all fairness, Deebo Samuel leads the NFL in drops.
Okay, but another thing to go along with it is our wide receiving or our pass catchers are basically very simple. Deontay Johnson, Claypool, Ray McLeod, and then we have Pat Freiermuth at tight end and Najee Harris. Those are our 5 players, and that's literally all we use from the 3rd to overtime of the Ravens game, and that's all we'll have against the Chiefs as well. So it's tough, dude. Like, I don't know how many like quarterbacks can make do with that. Like, Claypool was tired. Najee was injured by the game. Like, dude, we eked out a win. I don't know if we have a shot against the Chiefs, but I think we could have a little upset brewing.
I do want to see what the money line is for the Steelers. Real quick.
It's 15. It's 15.
15?
Yeah. Oh, money line? Sorry, that's the spread. My bad. I was talking about the spread.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So over under is 47.5. Money line Chiefs minus 675. And the opening point spread was minus 13. So Chiefs up by almost 2 touchdowns. That's crazy. In a playoff game with Mike Tomlin on the other side, I don't know about that.
Okay. I think it's going to be low scoring. I think the Chiefs will win, but I think it'll be by like 6 points, 5 points. I don't think it'll be that I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. I'll bet the under on that. 47 points. Give me the under.
Yeah, I mean, I have the Chiefs winning. I don't know.
I have the Chiefs winning too, dude. I'm not going to pick Steelers. Even Big Ben, dude. But Big Ben and Mike Tomlin do such a good job of playing this every year. They're like, oh, that team is so much better than us. We have no shot. And then somehow they get all the young guys riled up and ready to go. So Big Ben basically in his press conference said today that he's just thankful to be here and he's going to go out there and have a lot of fun. And hey, but can we just talk about week 17? Like, COVID protocol, so many teams are going through it. Yeah. Big Ben decided to shake every fan's hand that was at the game. Like, after the game ended, he went around shaking everyone's hand, dapping them up. How many other guys do that?
I mean, that's like, he's cool. Don't get me wrong, that's nice, but at the same time, he's risking his because the playoffs were essentially on the line the next week.
Yeah, but dude, the guy just loves Pittsburgh. He said it's home. Come on, it's a Pittsburgh native. He's from Ohio, but loves Pittsburgh more.
That's fair. Okay, so let's move on to the next NFC match.
Okay, can you guys give me are we guys rolling with the Steelers?
Steelers?
No. Well, the only way the Steelers have a chance is if they can get Najee getting early.
He's
injured.
Getting him Najee, early. I promise you right now, Najee is not going to get more than 70 yards this game.
Then they're not going to
win.
Big
Ben, 300 yards. Chris Boswell, player of the game, 7 field goals.
That's not going to happen. You need to keep the ball away.
41 attempts for 125 yards, 2
Hey,
weeks.
stop. 4-yard outs, 4-yard curls. Come on, that's the game plan.
4 yards. Okay.
Dude, I actually think I could throw longer than Big Ben at this point in my
I
career.
would not be surprised. His arm is cooked, but I
Mhm.
mean, like the sad thing is, he's still better than any other quarterback on that roster.
Yeah, I can't believe Mason Rudolph hasn't stepped up yet. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
I
Dude,
don't get
it's
it.
Big Ben's team. Like Big Ben is good enough to lead us to the playoffs. He's gonna be good enough to win playoff
The
games.
defense was good enough to lead you to the playoffs.
TJ
Have a
Watt,
decoy.
sack leader, defense.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look up.
Hey, sorry. Before last thing, Eric, you're up next. Pat Fryermuth will have a great game. Pat Fryermuth. Sorry, that's it. Go ahead, Eric. It's all you.
Okay, I wanted to see how many times the Steelers have scored over 25 this season.
Stop.
What? Okay, so what is this? Week 4 against the Broncos, they scored 27. Against the Bears, 29. Against the Chargers, 37 in the loss.
Oh, 37.
28 against the Vikings. And that was that.
But you should look up how many yards Najee Harris had each of those games. I think
Hey,
Najee
stop.
Harris is the secret formula. And I think he's the reason.
He's not. I don't
He
know.
hasn't been doing anything lately, but like when he was,
He hasn't been doing anything because their O-line is terrible. Hypothetically, if Najee averages like 6 yards a carry, they will probably win because that has never happened before. Like I had Najee for so long, and every single week it was like 30 carries for like 80 yards and a touchdown. Like no, he's a good player, but that O-line is so bad. No offense. I mean, there's nothing they can do.
Hey, it's
a whole-
changed since we changed our center. We changed our center from Hessen. It used to be Green. Now his name starts with Hennessy or Hessany or something like that. He's a good center. He's like ever since he's been there, like our offensive line's been a lot more sturdier and steady, and it gives Big Ben maybe 2 seconds extra to throw, and 2 seconds has made a huge difference because you just look at more options. So I think that helps, and I think the offensive line is not what it was in the beginning of the year. I think at the beginning of the year they'd never played together, and lately like they have very good chemistry, and ever since we changed our center, we've been undefeated. So.
For the record, since Mike McGlinchey, who is the Niners starting right tackle, went down, Colton McKivitz has been graded as the best right tackle in football. Just saying.
That's crazy.
Which makes no
Is
sense.
it him or Tom Compton? Tom Compton, right?
No,
Colton
yeah,
McKivitz
right.
is the one who
McKivitz was
led
Trent
up like.
Williams' replacement. Yeah, so Tom Compton is the best tackle in football. Okay, so moving on to the next matchup for the NFC, it's the 2nd seed versus the 7th seed. We have the Buccaneers versus the Eagles.
Can Hamza read a stat of the Eagles record against playoff teams and the Bucks record against playoff teams?
Oh, it was 0 for 6, right?
0 for 6 for the Eagles, bro. Eagles have not beaten any teams with a winning record. It's crazy, dude. They have. I don't know how.
Call me crazy, but I could see an upset here.
Yeah, that I can see. Like, see, that was the only upset in this entire like playoff bracket that I can see, only because the Eagles did it before. They have some kind of mentality there about being the underdogs.
I just think that the Eagles,
We saw this last year with the Redskins. They were the Redskins last year. Washington football team. The Commanders. Washington Commanders.
Admiral.
Oh yeah, they're coming up with a new name next month.
It's the Commanders. It's Commanders.
It's Commanders.
The logo got leaked out.
Dude, I'm pretty sure they're taking more betting odds on the name. They're the money.
Yep. People are betting.
The logo got leaked. It's on Reddit. It got like a lot of upvotes too. But so sorry. Washington football team last year, they won the division, came in, faced their quarterback was Taylor Heineke, making his first start against Tom Brady. As close of a game as it could be. I think it was a high scoring game in Washington. They ended up winning it. No, but the Buccaneers ended up pulling through. And same thing, NFC East champion facing off against the Bucks. Only thing difference is the Bucks are hosting. And is it the Bucks or Eagles who are hosting it?
It's the Bucks. Yeah,
the Bucks. The Eagles are not hosting.
I do think that the recipe for stopping the Bucks is first of all, they lost Shaq Barrett, right? He's out for the season, so that's a big blow. Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, big blows to lose as well.
Yeah,
I think if Darius Slay can hold his own against Mike Evans, which I think he can because he's been playing out of his mind recently, then it basically comes down to stopping the run game. And I think the Eagles are built for that with Fletcher Cox. I mean, the whole identity of that team is to stop the run. But they do get demolished by tight ends. So I think it could be like a vintage Brady Gronk. What is that?
I don't
I have
know.
no
definitely.
idea.
My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
That was an ad on the playoff brackets page.
No worries. Go for it.
Anyway, so as I was saying, I think Gronk and Brady are going to have like a vintage duo game. And I think the Eagles are going to lose, but I think their defense keeps it close.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got the Bucks. I just don't see it. Like Jalen Hurts is your QB, dude. Come on. Come
Yeah.
The
on.
Hawks don't defend him, Eric.
I'm not defending him. I'm not
Okay,
defending
okay.
him. I know he can't get it done, but I'm
Dude,
just
I
saying-
actually think that there's gonna be a QB competition next year with Gardner Minshew and Jalen Hurts. Like I actually
Gardner
think
Minshew should push.
there won't be.
Come on.
But
I
think
don't.
that Gardner Minshew
Well, we
goes
can have
somewhere
this
else.
conversation in the off season, but we can have that. We can have it at that time. Okay.
Um,
This one's pretty easy, right?
Before.
We're all in on the Eagles. Or sorry, we're
Huh?
all in on the Bucks.
Oh yeah, all in on the Bucks.
I don't know. I could see it though. I'm still gonna
I
put it
can
out
see
there like
it. Yeah, I
Eric
mean
said.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
could see it.
Okay. I'll phrase it this way. What is more likelier, Steelers beating the Chiefs or Eagles beating the Buccaneers?
The
I think that's a good
Eagles.
question.
Eagles, dude.
I think
It's
the Eagles
because-
when it's not close.
It's a run game of the Eagles. If they can get Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders, all of them going early, keep the ball away from Brady, and if Brady goes down by 14 points, I don't think he has enough receiving power there to come back.
That's exactly
Okay,
it. I think it's
that's
on
fair.
the Eagles to keep the ball out of Brady's hands. And I think they have the weapons to do that.
Okay. I agree with that. Okay. Next up, let's do the Raiders and Bengals. And I just want to talk about the Raiders. The Chargers could have been in the playoffs and the Steelers would have been out.
Mm-hmm.
That was a game. I was basically on suicide watch. If the Raiders and Chargers game had tied, the Steelers would have been out of the playoffs. But the Chargers called a timeout. Brandon Staley
What a
didn't call a
game.
timeout. Called it probably one of the games of the year, other than the Rams. Like it was such a great
Mhm.
game.
Yeah.
And Raiders kicked the field goal, and it was an absolutely crazy game.
I do want to ask, what do you guys think about that timeout at the end?
I would have done it if I'm the Chargers. I'm not playing for a tie. Like I would have called a timeout too, but I
Well,
just
things
think
they-
everyone gives them shit just because like they said that they would have like tied it if they did.
Yeah, I don't think it made sense. I mean, okay, first of all, there were 38 seconds on the play clock when he called it and one play left. So it didn't change anything. Like he wasn't trying to get the ball back. That was their last time out. He was just trying to stop their run game, which I think made total sense to me. But for some reason, like he's getting destroyed on Twitter and like, people were claiming he needs to be fired. I don't know, it's crazy.
Now there
I
was a
wouldn't fire him
reason,
just
dude.
yet. Yeah.
There was a reason why the timeout was called. I saw a video on this. It was because
It's
the
just-
deep,
it was
when
to
they
swap better-
motioned. No,
What?
when they motioned, the cornerbacks started yelling at each other because they didn't know what was going on. So he called
Well,
it
what
because
they
the
did
defense
is they
messed up.
swapped the run personnel. They swapped out a linebacker and brought in an extra defensive tackle because the Raiders were just running it down their throat, and they knew they were like basically in field goal range. They didn't.
Yeah,
want to
dude,
give them-
Josh Jacobs is good. Like, I don't know what happened to him in the regular season, but he turned it up that game, that like last
That game,
That
he
game
did
he
turn
was
it up.
good.
that last few drives, like he was so
In
good.
But the
overtime, he looked
Chargers were
good,
also bad
actually.
against the run.
Hey,
so-
is there call
Mhm.
me crazy, but I think the Raiders are gonna win this playoff game and beat the
No,
Bengals.
I don't think so. I hope not.
Okay,
like-
it ran through my mind. Raiders make it to the AFC Championship. You can't fire your interim head coach at that point. You have to hire him as a full-time head coach.
I mean, he's been doing well. I don't think anyone can argue he's been like a bad coach.
Yeah. And I think he's gonna lead them to an AFC Championship, maybe close to it.
I think it would be really cool if they make it far. Like I've been rooting for the Raiders when I'm not, rooting for the
Yeah,
Patriots,
yeah.
But I love the Bengals so much this year. They're just so much fun. Like Joe Burrow is the coolest dude alive. So
Yeah, he is. I agree with that.
but also I
Hamza?
don't think
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
I was just gonna say real quick, I don't think the Raiders are gonna be able to slow down Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. So we'll see.
Raiders defense surprisingly looked really good against the Chargers. Like it had me surprised too. Their pass.
Dude,
they
like
give up
Mike
30 points?
Williams, like but they
The-
still
the-
played good defense, like at times. And I think what hurt the Chargers defense, what hurt the Raiders defense is that there were so many times when they're in the field for like 10 minutes at a time. And I think that really hurt them. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
think they got enough time off the field
Yeah,
to
I mean,
like,
that-
rest
the-
up and energize.
The
Yeah, the
fourth quarter
issue-
drive was what, 14 plays or something?
It
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
two straight like fourth quarter drives
Yeah.
by like Chargers, and every single time they converted was on 4th and 10. It was like you're
Yeah.
playing good defense 3 times, but on the 4th time, like
I
you
think
have,
they
like,
just got
someone making
tired, and I
some
think
kind
like
of-
in the
yeah, it
playoffs
was-
they'll be like energized too, and like I think
Mhm.
that kind of plays a role into it. I have a feeling that the Raiders are going to be alive for this matchup.
Raiders have that kind of mentality, like that they have so much happened to them throughout the season that I don't think they want to go down in the first round of playoffs. I think they're gonna fight like till the last. This is the
That's
game,
why-
I
that's
think out of
why.
any games that can go to overtime. But Joe Burrow has been
I
putting
could see it.
500 pass yards back-to-back games, so I don't know.
Okay,
I
think
no,
it's gonna
I
be
think
the
I
best
think
game.
Patriots Bills will go overtime.
Overtime? If that goes to overtime, that's gonna go to overtime like 3-3 overtime. Field goal 6-3.
Dude. Yeah, I agree with that.
I think the Patriots win.
Yes, for the Bengals. Oh, okay. Do you want to do the Raiders? You have Raiders,
Oh,
Bengals.
yeah,
Or do you guys
I would
have
go
Bengals?
Bengals. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna go Raiders here. I'm
gonna go Raiders too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go with Hamza.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do Patriots Bills, and then we'll do a quick 2-minute recap of the head coaching hirings and firings. I only want to talk about one
Oh, we
man.
still got the Cardinals,
Chicago
Rams, too.
Bears. Yeah, Cardinals Rams. Sorry. So yeah,
Well,
Two
we'll
more.
make this one quick. I think
Patriots
it's going to be
Bills.
pretty snowy, right? It's in Buffalo.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Josh Allen is one of like the worst snow quarterbacks in football.
Oh
Which is
no, I
bad
did not
because
know
he
that.
plays in Buffalo.
He's from
Jeez.
California. He's a Giants fan. Come on, please give him
Oh,
some
no.
respect.
But I think the Patriots will come away with this. I think it's going to be boring.
You think Patriots win this?
I think the Patriots is that crazy? They were a game away from winning.
Yes.
The Patriots
think
have the
it
same
is.
record as the Niners, but the Patriots for some reason are looked at so much better. I don't know. 10-7 both teams.
Devin Singletary, huge game. Calling
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's gonna be the issue for the Bills. If the Bills don't Bills have struggled to get a run game going all year, and that's the only way to beat the Patriots in my opinion. Their pass D is solid. Pass rush, pass defense is way too good.
Who's the? Did the Patriots have a chance? I don't know. I can't tell. I'm so confused about them. I think they're a
they
good
do.
team.
Why would they not have a chance?
Good coaching versus good players. That's what this is.
Yeah.
What, you don't think the Patriots have good players?
They have a bunch of average players compared to the Bills. who
If
have
we
good
if
players.
we were to do position by position, I think the Bills would win more positions.
The Patriots can run the ball better and have a better defense. That's it.
Oh yeah, and
Everything else.
they just
But
have a
the
better.
Bills
entire other
defense
half of the
isn't
ball.
bad. It's not like push off. Like they're not pushovers. They're
not-
still like really good. It's a top 10 defense.
It's on and off, honestly, dude. If Trey White out for the year, like I would be. But the thing is, with Trey White out, it's not like Mac Jones attacks corners. Dude, Mac Jones throws to his tight ends and hands the ball up.
I don't know if you can even play fantasy football in the playoffs, but dude, whoever the like Patriots and Bills kicker are, pick them up. Like those guys are gonna go off.
Honestly,
Nick
yeah.
Folk,
Dude, Nick Folk.
he
Okay,
was
so
number
who
one.
do you
kicker.
You guys both have Bills.
I got Bills. I think it's a deeper team.
That now that Eric's making me think about it, but I'm gonna go Bills here. But definitely,
I'm
I could
sticking
now I
with
could
the
see an
Patriots,
upset here.
man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
I
could
can see.
I could
I
see it.
can see it. Okay, next up, we will talk about the head coaches, hirings, and
Cardinals, Rams.
firings.
Just finish the playoffs.
No, that's the best matchup. I want to say that for last. Can we talk about? Deep condolences to Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace. They got fired. One of my favorite head coaches of all time. I really hope he
already picked
has
him up?
a chance as an opportunity to become an offensive coordinator. If I'm the Steelers, we're losing Big Ben. We're getting a new general manager. Why not bring in Matt Nagy to come in
Oh,
and
no.
coach our
I
offensive
think you might be
players?
the only Steelers fan asking for Matt Nagy.
I could see them bringing Matt Nagy in and trading for Mitchell Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky
I
in the
can see
Steelers
it.
offense.
I can see it.
That's
I
not
could
bad. That's
see
not
it.
bad. I would.
No,
I would.
he's a free
Man,
agent.
what?
He
Wait,
signed a
did you
one-year
not
deal.
watch football last year?
Mitch Trubisky's a free agent. He signed a 1-year deal. He's a free agent. He's on the market.
I like Mitch. I'm drafting him if he's on the
Mitch
Steelers. I don't
and
know.
Matt back on the Pittsburgh Steelers? No.
Pittsburgh would go down in flames.
Dude. I don't know about Flames. I think we'd be excited, dude. Come on.
Did you not
We
watch
get the
last year at all?
Nickelodeon. valuable player of the game coming
Dude, the
in.
Niners get the Nickelodeon game this year.
Wait, that's the
That's
Nickelodeon
true.
game this year?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Jimmy G MVP, dude.
Yo.
Lock it in.
Dude, I don't know if you guys remember this last year on the Nickelodeon game. In the first play of the game, there was a mix-up. They couldn't get the first down line working, so the first down line was moving up and down. So like, I was watching with Sajin. He's one of my friends. You guys might know him, and we were like, dude, why is the first down line moving up and down? And I was like, dude, I don't know if like football works like that, but it was like a waving line, and it was going up and down. It started off at the 20-yard line,
for
and
the
it was going up
kids.
to the 30.
Also, I hope that like Jimmy Garoppolo gets a rushing touchdown and then he just starts dancing with SpongeBob or something. I would
Oh,
start
that's
down.
funny.
Like I would not be stressed at all. I would just be enjoying the vibes.
Okay, definitely. So yeah, the Bears, Dolphins fired Brian Flores. That was
Brian
probably the most
Flores,
shocking
that
one.
was
Most shocking one. Mhm. I have a theory on that, or conspiracy theory on that, if you want to hear it real quick.
Go for it.
I think the Dolphins really want to bring in Deshaun Watson, and the reason why they weren't able to pull the trigger on that trade the entire offseason is because of Brian Flores, because he likes Tua so much. And at this point,
No, I
no,
think
no.
the whole
No, he did
reason.
not.
No, that's completely wrong. The
That's
whole
a
reason
conspiracy
Deshaun
theory.
Watson, the whole reason Deshaun Watson wanted to go to the Dolphins was because Brian Flores was the head coach
Yep.
there, and he liked the culture that he had set around him.
Yep. Not
That
to
was the
mention
whole
that
reasoning behind it.
Flores played all those games last year with starting Tua for like 2 quarters and then bringing in Fitzpatrick and then benching Tua. He obviously does not like Tua that much.
Yeah, no, stop. That's not. No one likes.
Then maybe it's the opposite. Then maybe he's the only one who wants Deshaun Watson, and everyone wants Tua.
Okay, well,
Something
I have this
it's
theory,
around Tua.
but now that my theory is wrong, maybe it's the exact opposite.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know all this surrounding Brian Flores, but there's definitely Tua as a main piece of this puzzle. Look, it doesn't make sense to fire a QB who's winning you so many games. It doesn't make sense.
Because it's the defense that's winning them the games.
I mean, Tua's been doing enough when he needs to.
Okay. Okay.
He-
I think the Raiders keep Rich Bisaccia, whatever his name is. I think they keep him as the head coach, full-time head coach. I think the Dolphins will go hire Doug Peterson. I think that makes sense to me.
I don't know.
And I think
You think
Brian Flores
Harbaugh makes a return into the NFL or no?
I think he
He's a free
does,
agent.
not this year. And I think the Bears hire Brian Flores.
Actually, I saw part of the reason that people are thinking Miami fired Brian Flores is because they have a deal in place for Harbaugh.
I could see
Could make-
it. Their
could make
I can see it.
Because
Yeah.
Harbaugh
owner of
also
went
did
to
really well
Michigan.
with
He's like their
Kaepernick.
biggest fan.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, no,
rushing
he-
QB.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Justin Fields. That was in Chicago.
I could see that.
I mean, Tua's
Yeah.
a rushing QB too, isn't he? Like,
Not at all.
I've seen
He's
him
so
rush a
slow.
few times. He's slow.
so
Never mind.
slow. Yeah.
He's Big Ben light. He's a Samoan version of Big Ben,
Yeah.
or Hawaiian
Mhm.
version of Big Ben.
But, yeah.
Okay. Let's
Giants
get-
fired Joe Judge too, right?
Yeah.
Not surprised there.
Good.
Finally, dude.
Did the Panthers
get rid
fire
of him.
Rule or no?
No, they kept him.
Really? Wow.
Dude, they started off hot. Like it's
Their
like they
team
didn't
is-
have good QB
yeah.
play. I think
Yeah, but
they had a
played
good
like-
draft. I think he's like a good drafter. I think he has good culture on the team. Like the team always in games quite a bit.
Yes.
I think you give him the benefit of the doubt.
Did you see his explanation on why they gave Sam Darnold the 5-year option?
No, what was it?
No, what do you
So
say?
they did it at the beginning of the season, right? And somebody asked him like at the end, like a week ago or something, and he basically just said like it seemed like a good idea at the time. He was so bad.
No.
It was
Oh,
rough. Like he
no.
literally threw his hands up and was like, "Well, we figured he would be, we're getting a good quarterback." And I was just like, "Sheesh." I mean, he's still on the team another year, man.
Oh, the big one is the Vikings. I didn't expect them to fire
Simmer.
Zimmer.
That, I mean, it makes sense, right? You have Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, and their
You're not-
offense failed them at the end of the season, 100%.
Mhm.
So yeah, to summarize all the jobs that opened up, Broncos fired Vic Fangio, Dolphins fired
He's going
Brian
to be a
Flores,
defensive head coach somewhere.
defensive coordinator, not
Yeah.
head coach. I'll say it.
Sorry,
yeah.
defensive. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. No, I thought you meant like a defensive minded head coach. I didn't want to.
No.
Okay, defense coordinator. Okay.
He,
yeah.
he
I
went-
agree with that.
He was the one who led the Niners and Bears defenses to just like astronomical heights for a few years in
Correct.
like 2012 and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bears fired Matt Nagy. Rest in peace. Great guy. Pittsburgh Steelers. We have a home for you. Jaguars fired Urban Meyer a long time ago. He was groping women, not his own. Giants fired Joe Judge. Vikings fired Zimmer. Raiders fired Gruden. So, yeah,
Okay.
that's where we're at.
If you had to pick a place to coach, where would you want to go?
Out of those 7,
Yeah.
oh,
So it was the Raiders or the option,
Broncos.
right?
Raiders
Broncos
or
or
option.
Broncos too. Yeah. I mean, they have
Raiders or
everything
Broncos.
except the quarterback.
Is it
Mhm.
wrong that like the Vikings could be enticing?
I was thinking of the Vikings as well. Like I think but
The
big thing about
defense
the
isn't
Broncos-
good, but I think you can just build that team if you get. I don't know if Kirk Cousins is the answer, but
Yeah,
with the
he's not.
Broncos, you have everything except a QB, so maybe that's the position.
And you have younger pieces too. I mean, the Broncos is really, really young. I mean, you got what? Man, their draft class is really good. Sertain and Javante.
And, yeah, Judy, all them from previous
Judy,
years.
yeah,
Wait,
Judy,
but-
Patrick. Fant.
Bears, you get to work with Justin Fields.
No,
Bears aren't bad either, dude. They haven't.
I don't
had
think.
Khalil
I
Mack
think the
missing
Bears would
entire-
be like better than. Okay, the worst one is the Jaguars. I
I
think
don't think they're
Dolphins.
that bad actually.
Really?
I think that like you have Trevor Lawrence, and he hasn't looked amazing, but
You have ETN Robinson. You can make a case for it that you have
I
like
think there's
enough,
hope.
like your core, your skill set, like your skill positions are set. You just need to build the outside.
And
of the
Chark
team.
was out for the season too.
yeah, they have two
Yeah.
first-round picks this year or no?
Yeah, two
Yeah.
top 10, right?
Hey, the Eagles have
Was that
3
the
first round
Giants?
picks. Sorry.
That is
Okay, go
true.
ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to draft a
Eagles Super Bowl next year. Calling it if they can get a better QB. Kidding. Please don't put me on blast like that. Okay. Let's talk Rams Cardinals because I'm quite excited about this game. It's probably going to be the best matchup. Monday Night Football. They're bringing out the stars for this game in SoFi Stadium. Hamza hates the Rams.
Yeah.
Eric
I hate 'em.
loves the Rams.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay.
No.
Eric, I'll
No.
let you go first because I don't want Hamza to just shit on the Rams consecutively.
Well, for the record, the winner of this play is the Niners. Assuming they beat
Or the Cowboys.
or the Cowboys. Yes.
No, that's not. No, that's not how it works. I think if we win, we're gonna be
Highest
the
seed,
lowest seed.
yeah.
We'll be the lowest seed, so we have to play Packers no matter what. Unless the Eagles win, then Eagles play the Packers. Then we play.
Oh,
them.
okay. That's probably what it
Yeah,
is.
So
yeah.
most likely we're playing the Packers, like 90%. No, there's no way Eagles.
Honestly, that's easy money.
Yeah.
I think that. Oh man, it's like two teams that have just been like utterly collapsing. I think the Rams are gonna want it more. I don't know. Who's won the previous matchup? Is it 1-1 or did the Cardinals?
It's 1-1. It's 1-1.
I thought about this. If the Cardinals don't win it this year, that entire team is considered kind of a failure in my eyes. Because
Yeah.
you have Kyler on a rookie deal. You have all these weapons around him.
What about
and-
the Rams though? I mean, they've traded their entire future.
Entire future, yeah.
But they still have their players for like years to come, right? Like the way that
Dude,
they do
I
it
mean,
is like they
Stafford
kind
is
of
not getting any younger. He's broken down at this
They
point.
But
traded
it's his
3
fir-
firsts for him.
it's his first year in the system. Like, don't you want to give him the benefit of the doubt? Second year, like he has another year.
He'll get hurt.
He's
Does,
already
sure.
he's already expensive. Like Kyler is inexpensive right now. He's on a rookie deal.
I don't know. I mean, with the Rams, like, I mean, because I assume Cup is probably going to get a nice extension somehow. You lose Odell, right? I doubt
Correct.
Robert Woods is back for the first half of next year. Maybe
Von Miller.
he is. I mean, they do have Cam Akers back. I did forget about that.
But Jalen Ramsey has been fighting on the sideline every play. I think he requests a trade if they lose this game.
No, I don't think so. I think he's just passionate.
He's done that to the Jaguars though too, like when they lost to
Okay,
AFC.
yeah, but think about it. It's the Jaguars versus the Rams. I mean, two
It's-
very different.
yeah.
teams. Actually, what is Jalen Ramsey's contract? Can he get an extension?
Here, I have Spotrac pulled up. Let me get it to the Rams.
Okay, yeah, he did. He's getting the most amount of money.
On the
105
Rams?
million, 5 years. Yeah.
So, dude, they have. It doesn't say. Okay, they have estimated cap space. They have $3 million in cap space next year. I don't know what you're gonna do with that, to be honest.
Yeah, you'll like send maybe like a free backup players. That's about it. Depth
That's
pieces.
basically a rookie class, I think.
What?
They don't have any
2020.
picks though.
20. Oh, they have $85 million because Stafford's a free agent after next year.
Okay, this is kind of crazy, but the spread in the Rams Cardinals game is larger than the Cowboys Niners game. The Rams are favored by 4. The Cowboys are favored by 3. That seems crazy to me, no?
No.
Because I think it. I think both
I'd
of those are
expect the
too low.
Cowboys to be favored by quite a bit more, and the Rams
I agree
Cardinals
with
to
that.
be very even.
I think what they're worried about
don't play.
is. Oh yeah, true.
I was just like, because if you think about it, Niners are a 10-win team and Cowboys are what, a 12-win team? That's like 2 more wins.
Okay, I don't know if
Against the-
Niner fans are going to travel as well to San Francisco as Cardinals fans will travel to SoFi Stadium in LA.
I mean,
Does that make
not
sense?
San Francisco.
Yeah, I see.
I don't think Dallas fans or I don't think San Francisco fans will travel as well to Dallas as
Oh, I think you'd
Cardinals
be
fans
surprised.
travel to SoFi Stadium.
I think you would
Dude,
be
like-
surprised.
I'd be surprised, but like the Cardinals and Rams are a bigger rivalry, even though Niners and Cowboys have more history to it.
But, okay, I get it's more of a modern rivalry. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I get that. I don't know. I would think that this is tough. I still think they're.
Wait, I got to make one change. Bengals are beating the Raiders. I just
Thank you.
figured that it'll be too cold. The Raiders,
Cincinnati.
it's in Cincinnati. No indoor stadium. It's going to be as cold as it gets.
You guys know this is Carr's first playoff game?
Yeah, because he got
Really?
hurt. Remember that last
Oh,
time they made the
he got
playoffs?
hurt.
Connor Cook started.
It was and the backup for the Texans. Who was it?
David, TJ Yates. No, fails. Oh,
Wait, no, it was
TJ
TJ
Yates?
Yates. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Or was it Brian Hoyer?
That was a Texans guy.
Brian Hoyer was on the Texans for a few years.
Dude, they had after Matt Shaw, they had a couple QBs.
Oh my God, there was Brock Osweiler.
Brock Osweiler.
God.
Lamar Miller had 31 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown. Hopkins 5 for 67 and a touchdown.
No, that's another thing. No Hopkins on Monday night for the Cardinals, and no JJ Watt. They ruled both them out already.
Wait, what happened to Hopkins?
He still hasn't recovered from his whatever
Really?
injury was.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's huge.
Wait, they ruled out JJ Watt? I thought he
Yeah,
was like
both
a
JJ.
lock to come back.
Nah, not yet. I guess. I think for the divisional round. I just looked it up. JJ Watt and
Dude, wait, hold up. I want to throw you guys back real quick. For Oakland, Michael Crabtree had 2 catches for 33 yards. Amari Cooper, 2 catches for 10 yards. Seth Roberts. This is super random. Does anyone remember Clive Warford?
Yeah.
I think I remember him.
Yeah, the tight end. I remember him.
Yeah, he had a really good garden man. I think that's the name of his name.
Actually, JJ Watt still has a possibility. Very small chance.
18 for 45 for 161 yards from Connor Cook. It was literally Ben Roethlisberger.
Oof.
Oh no.
Oof.
I think Raiders win just because of that too, dude. Like that's another fact. Like Derek Carr wants to win. They need to win. This is now or never for the Raiders, in my opinion. Derek Carr is going to be on his decline after this year, I think.
Dude, I really want to see Derek Carr make a playoff run. Could you imagine a Raiders Chiefs playoff game? That would be crazy.
That would be crazy. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, back to Rams and Cardinals. I got the Rams here. Even though I'm the biggest hater of the Rams, I got the Rams here. The Cardinals without DeAndre Hopkins, they've also been like struggling the last 3-4 weeks straight.
They've been
I don't know.
declining for a
They've been
while.
declining.
Okay.
They've been on a bad
I've
decline.
been calling a Rams Steelers Super Bowl or a
Stop.
Cardinals Steelers Super Bowl, but I know that the Steelers are not going to make the Super Bowl.
Okay,
so.
okay. As long as you know that they're not going to make it. we're
So I know it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the Bills on the AFC side.
good.
It's the
I think-
Chiefs and
Let's
I
make our
think-
predictions for the Super Bowl.
I think the winner of the Rams Cardinals game will go on to the Super Bowl.
stop, dude. Both of those teams are trash. We're in that division.
Honestly, I think the Packers are probably going to make it. I legitimately think it's down to the Niners or Packers.
It's Packers or Niners. That's what I'm saying too. Like I can't see any other team making it. I'm not a biased Niners fan, but
No,
it's gonna come down to
I'm being
Okay,
honest. I do
okay.
think
Let's
the
do it
Niners-
this way. What's the AFC Championship, NFC Championship? Niners Packers.
I would say
no, because Niners and Packers play each other, so it can't. be
Yeah,
that,
so that's why it can't be them. That's why I'm.
It's gonna have to be like Niners Rams or something, which would be crazy because I think
I
Rams,
would not survive that.
right? Because Rams would play the Bucks, and I think Rams beat the Bucks, which would come down to Bucks. I mean Niners and Packers, which would
I think the Bucks would win.
Dude, okay. If the Packers have home field advantage, I don't think any of you guys are gonna beat the Packers at home. Agreed? Can you agree with me on that?
If it's like super snowy, I could see Jimmy curling up into a ball. I don't know.
be. Yeah, it
I
can't
think
be
no.
snowy.
I
Um,
cannot say that. I think Jimmy will rise to the. I think Jimmy rises to the occasion. Like people forget.
I think
in the
Jimmy would
Super-
rise to the occasion, but I don't know if any of your other players would rise to the occasion.
Oh, I think the Niners are. as physical
Debo
as
in
the
cold
Jets.
weather, come on, that sounds atrocious.
Debo in cold weather would be ridiculous. Like think, okay.
This,
No,
The whole reason that
No.
AJ Dillon is good, like the one of the reasons the Packers love him is because nobody wants to tackle a freezing cold wrecking ball. The Niners have essentially three: Elijah Mitchell, Debo Samuel, and George Kittle will be pounding the Packers defense.
Kittle will be a menace. I don't know about Debo.
the formula to beat the Packers, dude, is their run game, and we've used that formula before. The reason we haven't beaten them in the past 2 games is because we've had no running back, but now we have one once
we
again.
have our Lord.
Okay,
and
what's
Savior,
your
baby.
okay? We talked about the NFC. What about the AFC? What's the championship?
Chiefs,
there?
Titans.
See the Bengals doing it. Bengals or Titans. That's
It's
or Chiefs.
If the Bengals beat the Raiders, I think they will beat the Patriots, right? Is that who they played next?
I think so.
if Bengals beat the Raiders, and we're saying the Patriots are beating the Bills. If Patriots beat the Bills-
do the Bills being the
If-
Patriots.
Okay, but if Patriots beat the Bills, the same thing as the Niners. There's no matter what, Patriots will have to play the Titans, because they're the 6th seed.
I don't think the Titans
if-
are a good team.
With Derrick Henry back, Derrick
Oh
Henry's a
yeah,
good
yeah,
player.
that changes.
With
I
Ryan
mean, AJ
Tannehill,
Brown and Julio
The
fully
Steelers-
healthy.
I'm only saying this because the Steelers beat both the Titans and the Bills. So come on,
They beat the Titans
What-
like
what's their
week 2 or
receiver one?
something.
we beat the
No, they
Bills.
beat the.
We beat the Bills week 1, Titans week 6.
It was a week right before they played the Niners. It was because AJ Brown wasn't there. Their receiver one was Westbrook Hines. Because I remember someone used
Oh
that to
no,
like
Nick
trigger me. I
Westbrook,
forgot who.
Ikine, Westbrook
Yeah.
Ikine.
That was the receiver one, dude. And then AJ Brown comes back, drops 150.
Julio
on
is
us.
out that game too. Yeah, I remember this. Hey, but we beat the Bills when they were full strength. Okay, give us credit. Week 1.
That's true. But yeah, if basically if Buffalo wins, Buffalo would have to go ahead and play Kansas City, and you would get Cincinnati versus Tennessee, or Raiders versus Tennessee.
Okay, this is a TikTok that we're gonna make. I'm starting it right now, and we will go quickly with our NFL predictions, and we'll just go it by week. Okay, we'll do the Raiders Bengals game first. Eric, who do you have?
Bengals.
Okay, Hamza, who do you have?
Raiders.
I have the deciding pick. I'm going Bengals here. Okay,
Yes, sir.
next up we have the Patriots at the Bills. AFC East matchup. Eric, who do you have?
Patriots.
Hamza, who do you have?
Bills.
I got the Bills here.
You guys are
Okay.
wrong.
Eagles, Buccaneers. Who do you guys have? Hamza, who do you have
Bucks.
first?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I
Okay.
got
Eric
Bucks.
has
I
the-
got
I
Bucks
think
too.
we all got the Bucks. Yeah.
I got the Bucks. Okay.
Mhm.
Niners, Cowboys. I'll go first since I know I have a different answer than both of you guys. I got the Cowboys.
No,
Eric.
sir.
You got
Niners.
Niners?
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw 'em
Hamza?
up there.
Yeah, bang bang Niner gang. Dude. All the way.
Okay. Okay.
I know that hurt you to say
I did.
that.
Final AFC matchup. Steelers, Big Ben riding off into the sunset against the Chiefs.
You will be flying home sad into the sunset. Yes.
I got the Chiefs,
Okay.
and I'm a Steelers fan. Who do you guys have?
I mean,
Chiefs.
I think you can
Chiefs.
guess.
Chiefs.
Okay. Cardinals, Rams, as tough as it gets. This one's so tough for me. I'm going Rams. I think they have the premier offense, and I
Same.
think it's going to be tough, but I think the Rams are going to pull it out just because they have the
Yep.
better defense too, in my eyes. Okay. Eric, Rams?
Yeah. I would agree.
Okay.
I
Hamza?
got the Rams as well.
Okay, perfect. And then we will do this finally. Where does Brian Flores coach next year?
Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Chicago.
Okay. I got the Vikings. Switch it up.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that's good too. The
Okay.
biggest possible
perfect.
upset this week could be the Eagles. If you want to add that, that's my opinion. The possible upset.
Oh, okay. I got biggest upset. I'll go Steelers.
I mean, that would
got
be
the
the biggest
Eagles.
upset because no one thinks it's going to happen.
Dude, the Steelers are gonna show up for this matchup. How many times have we seen the Steelers?
No, they're
Come
not.
on.
I
Oh,
hate
it's the
watching
Chiefs,
people
the
get their hopes
Chiefs.
up just to watch them get demolished a week later.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll do it. We'll have to end on that note. Any closing thoughts, Eric?
I hope the Steelers win for your sake.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's-
That means a lot. Hamza?
No, nothing else. Just playoffs. I'm excited. I am so excited.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Geek Sports DFS. Follow them, subscribe, retweet them. Great stats as always. Hamza and Eric do a great job. Follow them. Please check out my
Thank you.
baseball pod. We're trying to grow listens. Okay, thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Have a great day, and we'll be back next week. I think so.
Yes,
We
sir.
want to
Yes.
talk football again. Thank you guys. Later.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.